Okay, so right now we're using the using algebra with complements and supplements worksheet. If you don't have that worksheet, you need to get a copy from your instructor. We're going to start out with problem 2. The supplement of an angle is 30 degrees less than twice the measure of the angle itself. Find the angle and its supplement. So before we do that, let's talk about an issue that students often have, which is a problem might say 6 less than a number, and you're supposed to write an expression for that. 6 less than a number. So if I were to ask you your age and I were to ask you to take 6 less than your age instead of a number, would you say a minus 6 or 6 minus a? When I ask students that question, they almost always come up with the correct answer, which is a minus 6. But when it's given to them in a different kind of word problem, like an angles problem, it's not always as clear. But try to remember that when you're doing 6 less than a number, you're taking 6 away from something. So when we say 30 less than a number here, we're going to be taking 30 away from. So in any event, the first thing you want to do is read the problem. It tells you you're dealing with supplementary angles. So first thing you should know is that those two angles, angle 1 we'll call it, and angle 2, their measures are going to sum up to 180 degrees because they're supplementary. If this says complementary, you obviously want to make that 90 degrees. Next thing you're going to do is write angle 1 measure equals and the measure of angle 2 equals. And you call one of the angles x. And then it says the second angle is 30 less than twice the measure of the angle itself. So we're going to go 30 less than twice the measure of the angle itself. And now we've got an expression for the first angle and an expression for the second angle. So now that we have expressions for angle 1 and angle 2, we're going to take those guys and we're going to sub them in. So we're going to put x in for the measure of angle 1, and we're going to put 2x minus 30 in for the measure of angle 2. So the new equation is going to look like x plus 2x minus 30 equals 180 degrees. Then we're just going to do a little bit of basic algebra to solve for x. We'll combine the 2x and the x to get 3x minus 30 equals 180. Then we're going to add 30 to both sides and get 3x equals 210, and we divide by 3 and we should get x equals 70. So the question says find the angle and its supplement. So we're going to go back to our expressions where we have the measure of angle 1 being x and the measure of angle 2 is 2x minus 30, and we can find the angles. So for the first one it's easy. Measure of angle 1 is going to be 70 degrees. The measure of angle 2 is going to be 2x minus 30, or 2 times 70 minus 30, which is going to be 140 minus 30 is 110. And then at the end, let's check out our angles, 70 degrees and 110 degrees. Pretty good sign that the two of them are supplementary, meaning that they add up to 180 degrees. So when you check out a problem like number 5, it's going to be a little bit trickier. They talk about 3 times the measure of a supplement, and then later in the problem they say 8 times the measure of its complement. So let's come up with some expressions for the supplement and the complement of an angle. So let's first talk about the supplement of an angle. Let's make a little chart. If I told you that one of the angles was 10 degrees, you would say its supplement was 170. You're subtracting from 180. If I told you that it was 40 degrees, you would say the other is 180 minus 40. If I told you that the angle was 95 degrees, you would get the supplement by taking 180 minus 95. So if the first angle is x, the supplement of an angle would be 180 degrees. Take away that angle. So now we have an expression for the supplement of an angle. The supplement of an angle is always going to be 180 degrees minus x, whatever you get when you take the angle away from 180. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing for the complement of an angle. we're going to write an expression. So we're going to make a chart. If I told you the first angle was 3 degrees, you would say the second angle, if it's complementary, has to be 87 degrees. But how did you get that? You took 90 minus 3 to get 87. So if I told you the first angle was 15 degrees, the second angle would be 90 minus 15. And so if I told you that the angle was x, you would have to say the complement of an angle was 90 take away x. So now we have an expression for a complement of an angle, 90 minus x. So those two expressions, 90 minus x and 180 minus x, are going to help us solve this problem. Okay, so now we're going to say 3 times the supplement of an angle is, whenever you see is, you're doing an equal sign, is equal to 8 times the measure of its complement. And now we've got expressions for supplement and complement. So the expression for supplement, do you remember that? It was 180 minus x, and the expression for complement was 90 minus x. Now you've got an equation that you can solve, and you can probably finish this from here. Just be careful to distribute in both situations. You're going to end up solving for x, and you can plug that back in to find all of the angles. You're going to find x and whatever it is. In order to find the complement, you will do 90 take away whatever x is, and when you're done to find the supplement of the angle, you'll take 180 take away whatever x is.